Right, this is the kick-off beginning of a sort of introductory video, I guess, for a series I'm going to work on over the coming months, year, I have no idea. And it's all around working through some Mitchell reels that I've picked up. So I've never owned a Mitchell reel before in my life. In fact, sort of looking back in time, I was almost a bit of an anti-Mitchell person. I was sort of very firmly in the camp of Abu's and Shimano reels. But what happened was I was looking on Facebook and Facebook Marketplace. I saw some guy that was reasonably close to where I live who was advertising a bunch of Mitchell reels that all needed attention. There was a picture and I sort of had a look and I thought, okay, but just saved it, didn't really think that much more about it. And then I saw he reduced the price and I thought, okay, I'm going to do something about this, I think. So I contacted him, asking if they were still for sale. They were. Arranged to go meet him, pick him up, and kind of a strange sort of experience. He worked in a shop, it's like a clothing store. Not that's really important, but it was a clothing store, and they were sort of preparing to reopen. You know, we're still in lockdown with the whole COVID thing and everything, getting ready to reopen. And I sort of went, rang the bell on the door. He came down. There was kind of like a quick hello, exchange of some money, and he literally gave me a Tesco's carrier bag full of Mitchell reels. And I thought I would just show what I've got. And yeah, I'm going to sort of work through either restoring them or getting them all working, at least getting them renovated to where they're going to work. So I'm just going to flip the camera down with the idea, you can now see one nice little mat, and I'm just going to go through my bag and just try and show a little bit what I've got. So first one out is actually one that I can't identify. There's no real markings on there. I'm pretty sure it is a Mitchell just from things like I've seen this high speed on here, which tells me that this is probably this is like a thing that Mitchells have, but probably need to do a bit more research into that one. It looks like a Mitchell from what I've looked online. Put that one down. I've got the remnants of a 300A. Somebody's obviously had this apart because the bail arm is on back to front, and it's missing a handle. So it goes round, that's all I could tell you. Got another 300A. This one goes round. Actually looks like it might be close on being usable, except I know there's no spring in the bail arm. There's actually no, I can feel there's no spring. If I release the anti-reverse manually, the bail arm will close back. Kind of feels a bit grated inside as well. Let's just put it there, two 300s. Actually, I better not because it's blocking the camera a bit. Another empty shell of a 300. There's not really much of this, but I do have another few bits in the bag. I'll put that one down here. This must be the newest of the bunch, just judging by the looks of it. So this is a 206S. Winds backwards, everything except the bail arm is not attached. So it looks like there was some DIY mechanics that happened on this. When on opens and closes, just it's come loose. So I'm not sure how much there is to work on with that one. This is the reel that kind of caught my eye. So this is a Mitchell match, a 440A with the finger dab bail mechanism, which doesn't really work properly. So the bail arm needs some attention, and obviously there's some problems with it because the rotor is not attached properly for spools in its highest point. You can actually see, I can bring the rotor up and see the cogs in there, so that needs a bit of work. There was a bag within the bag, and this is another one that looks like it's complete but in bits. There's another 300 with, yeah, 300. I think one of with a side case. Wow, that looks like some problems there. Stud extractor might be needed for that. There's also this, which must be the side for this other one. So I've got three 300s. And then finally, there's this 400, which I actually had a quick play around with, and originally the bail arm didn't trip back, but I'd spent a bit of time reshaping it. I knew it was just a bent bail arm, and now it does actually close and go round, but there's still some problems. If I'm winding it and shut up, you can hear a rubbing, and the locking mechanism is bent, and the paint is pretty screwed up on it. So this one is actually the one I'm going to look at first of all, and I'm going to do a complete renovation of this. I'm going to strip it, rebuild it, so this one will be the first in the series. And then finally in the bag, there is just about 20 spools of different sizes. Some of them are in the original pots that you get from Mitchell, some aren't, but there should be enough to make several serviceable reels, and I'm actually hoping that, I'm going to flip this back up so it can be a little bit, so there's enough in here for some quite interesting projects and get some, you know, get some serviceable reels from them, which I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Probably going to sell them on actually, because I don't need them. I just thought it was an interesting project to work on, keeps me busy and so forth. So if you're interested in following how I'm going to get on with these, you know, please follow my channel, you know, like and all of that good stuff, and next one will be about the 400.